This is Nick Douglas for Adventures of a Sailor Girl in New York with Steve Colgate. Steve, how are you today?
I'm doing just fine, thank you.
Oh, that's excellent. Now, I've just met you, and I think that you've had a few years of sailing under your belt, sir.
I started when I was about 9.
Wow.
I'm almost 81. I'll be 81 in June.
Can I ask if you're still sailing?
I'm doing a little bit of cruising, you know, enjoying, you know, the BVI and
Oh, wow.
on a big catamaran or something like that, you know. That's
What a beautiful part of the world.
not racing really anymore, you know. But
Yeah, I think sometimes you've got to move on, but it doesn't leave your blood sailing, does it?
I love it. I just love it.
What was it that made you fall in love with sailing?
I guess it was, I went on a transatlantic race from Cuba to Spain when I was 19.
Wow.
And that just got me really going into sailing, and from then on I was hooked.
You've
And
had a bit of a career in sailing too.
Yes, can't say.
And offshore sailing turned out to be your passion?
I've done about 6 transatlantic races. I've done the 79 Fastnet race. We had our own boat, a boat called Sleuth, and we won our class in the 79 Fastnet race when 15 people died. And it's just been, ocean racing has just been, I did love getting out. Now I don't think I would do it much now, but it was wonderful. And it just got me into it. When I got to Spain, I was able to go up to the to Isle of Wight on the same boat, and we were the first boat ever to do it under 4 days. So that was breaking the record then. Then 30 years later, I was the sailing master on Nirvana, an 81-foot maxi, and we broke the record again in 1955. So from 19, you know.
Yeah, just a few decades.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah,
Does it all blur into one now?
Yeah, just about. We've been in this business 51 years of teaching sailing. That was the only way I could really keep into it, you know, keep sailing. And my wife married the business, she says. So she took our course. She learned to sail with us.
That's so good. They're very rare to find women that just stick with you, especially as a sailor.
Well, this one's from 1969, so I guess this is 47 years.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah.
Now, the Offshore Sailing School, you've got the jacket on here. I mean, a lot of us...
up here in
It
New
is
York.
cold, isn't it? What the? I'm finding it freezing.
I'm from Florida, you know.
Oh, wow.
Now.
Yeah. But the Offshore Sailing School is your baby, and as you said, it's when you've got sailing as a passion, you have to somehow find a way, when you're a diehard, like we are, to be involved with it on a professional level as well. Is that what it was all about for you?
Yes, pretty much. I went to a cocktail party, and this fellow at the cocktail party said, "Have you ever thought of starting a sailing school, since you have the experience and you got, you know, had the education and so on?" And I said no, but he said, "Well, let's think of it. I have a cruising sailboat, and let's start a school." So we started Offshore Sailing School, and he came the next year, and he said, "Well, my wife and I are getting a divorce, and I'll sell you my part of this school if you buy her out."
Oh,
you know?
wow.
So, excuse me.
No, you do what you need to do. But, I mean, offshore sailing, it's not something that you often see in terms of school. I mean, you often see the dinghy focus and then the Olympic pathway, but there's so many other things that you can do with sailing.
Well, that's true. I then came back and I got involved in 5.5 meters sailboats, mainly because a friend of mine was getting off the national champions boat for in the middle of a regatta, and told him that he'll get a good sailor. And he called me up, and I said, "I've never sailed a 5.5 meter," and he said, "Well, sailing is sailing, you know. We're going to go out and practice on Wednesday," and it started me on 5.5 meters, and I was crewing, and that ended me up in the Olympics and the Pan American Games, and really went from there, you know.
It's amazing.
It's just Nike has a great motto of just do it, you know. And well, I just did it, you know. So.
I know I've often said to kids when they're trying to get into the sport that just saying yes sometimes is one of the biggest things you can do.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And we've got this beautiful Endeavour just behind us. Well, part of the Endeavour program here, one of these Hobie cats with a taxi cab sail.
Yes, that should be great fun for the kids. And we're doing like 50 kids tomorrow.
Wow.
In our program.
That's awesome.
From 3 to 5, I think it is.
Wow.
So, with all the Colgate 26s, the boat I designed for training purposes, and the Naval Academy, U.S. Naval Academy has, I think, 42 of them now. And U.S. Coast Guard Academy has 10 or 12. And so it's been a great training boat. And so we've gone from there.
That's absolutely amazing. I'm not sure if we're going to have enough time to talk to you about all the things that I want to talk to you about. It sounds like there's way too many adventures under your belt. But Steve Colgate, as you've heard, designer of the Colgate, Offshore Sailing School, Olympian, many transatlantic crossings, lover of ocean racing.
Thank you.
No worries. Thanks for talking with me. Yeah, fellow lovers of sailing. I think that's the key. But are you looking forward to the event here in New York?
Oh, it's going to be a wonderful event. Yes, I saw these boats in Newport, Rhode Island a couple of years ago, a number of years ago, and it was exciting then. And this is going to be even more exciting. It's going to be terrific. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Steve.
Thank you.
No worries.